Cool.
My sister has it. Yes. It's you.
Wintertime here at Hogsmeade Village.
Lieutenant Dane,
Hello, Forrest.
you got new legs.
Titanium alloy.
Time for my summer sizzle, cool as a cherry popsicle.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It's happening. It's dish time. I've always wanted to do this in front of you.
Creating content that enlightens and lifts you up.
Dish, sir, dish.
Me at Splash Mountain. Just pepper these in here.
Hello everyone, this is Kermit the Frog reporting live from the final showing of Muppet Vision 3D.
Right? And I missed our daily dishes.
Yes, indeed
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the dish!
Hey. So, let's dish.
What do you want to dish about?
Anything you guys want. This is your time.
Welcome back, Fun Fam. And if you're brand new to the channel, welcome in to follow the Bradley's Fun. This is The Dish. My name is Ron E. Bradley, and I hope that wherever you are out there, you are having a phenomenal day, or I don't know, maybe it's morning, evening, middle of the afternoon, middle of the night, whatever it is, whatever time we're watching. I hope it's phenomenal for you. Speaking of the day, as of the recording and live streaming of this, today is the 27th day of April in the year 2026. Only a few more days left in the month. So we haven't raised any stakes for the super chats, but hey, if you want to square us off for April, we absolutely appreciate it. Certainly don't have to, but we will celebrate it. We'll talk about that in a little bit. First off, for a little bit, I cannot speak today. You're right, Seabrew. The year is flying by. Speaking of flying, gosh, I don't see him in the chat. Flying blind on a rocket cycle. I hope Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle pops in today. Only because got a clip. But anyway, anybody that knows Flying Blind, let them know we got his clip ready. I'm excited for that one. Anyhow, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I think I'm by myself today because, well, I forgot to send out a link until like really, really late. And I'm like, everybody's got, MJ's got her daughter's 21st birthday going on, and Tom's out there running errands, so it's all good. We are going to talk about Michael, woo! And very excited about that. I'm really happy that the movie is doing really, really well. Let me say hi to everybody that's popping in the chat today. Thanks for the raid from That Park Place. And hopefully everybody from over there is good. Well, that polar bear from Pinellas County. First to pop in, Snortapoopas Q Burr says, hello, humans and other critters. By the way, can you guys hear me okay? Hopefully the mic is working and all of that stuff is good. Snortapoopas Q Burr is in the house, and TJ Magnifee is out there running errands. He says, on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. His lifetime love is running errands with his friends. He's out there on the road again. That Park Place raid from Mark and Zoc. I always say Mark and Zoc, but it's actually Mark CN7. Okay. Kit Kat says hi to everyone. TPP raid. And somebody I've never seen before in the chat, but welcome in. I love seeing new names pop in. That makes me more happy than you can possibly know. Widow Anaheim. Hey there, Widow Anaheim. Thanks for popping in, and I appreciate you being here. Hopefully you stay for the show. We've got a show on Monday 2, Tuesday 3, Wednesday 4. Sometimes we'll do Sunday 5. Yes, indeed. Texas 8412 says, is Monday over yet? No, Monday is still going on. And Bruce Newhouse says a great big hello to Ron, the other guest hosts, which I don't think there are any today. Guest mods, Ron's wife, mommy, and the audience, all beautiful individuals. Yes, everybody out there is a beautiful individual, and we appreciate y'all being here. Texas 8412 says, well, it's only 3 more hours of Monday for you. So this comment, I think this comment is about the thing that I fly in on, but I don't know if it's that you're talking about or if it's the slingshot, which is different, because the slingshot, you're in that thing that looks like a ball and it's like pulled down and it blasts you up. And then I saw footage of, let me know if this is what you're talking about. I saw footage of one of the cords coming off, coming undone, and then they were loose swinging and probably okay, but it did look like they might have gotten injured. Let me know if that's the one you're talking about. And Kit Kat, Snorton, Texas, and Mr. Fulton Mraz has some really cool news for us. This is awesome. Hello, Ron and everyone. I have big news today. Got baptized at a global Bible Vision Church today. Well, congratulations, Mr. Fulton Mraz, on your baptism. I think that's awesome. Lesson Freedom Seeker says, howdy, all. Howdy, Bruce Newhouse. Yes, Bruce Newhouse also says congratulations to you, Wolfo McGruff, the crime dog. Take a bite out of crime with McGruff. Crime doesn't pay. Well, I mean, unless you're a politician. Then you're getting the best of both worlds, right? Let's see. We've got O2RR is chiming in. Wolfo McGruffle, hello again. And the Seabrew 1138. Good to see you in his house and in real life a few, what was that, like a month ago? And let's see. We've got Troy Gustafson is here. And Texas 8412 had such a good 21st birthday that he doesn't remember the 21st birthday. I completely understand that. I remember mine. I remember on my 21st birthday, I got a very specific gift from a guy named Lou. Not Lou Wasserman's ghost, but a different Lou. And it was beers from around the world. A 6-pack of beers from around the world. 21st birthday makes sense, I guess. I'll never forget the gift. It's it's a thought that counts. I'm not much of a beer guy. I haven't actually drank. I don't drink alcohol now, which is funny because during my 22nd year of life, when I was 21, is when I made a decision that I would just never drink alcohol again, and I haven't since then. So there you go. But yeah, it was interesting. There's a story about it. Not much of a story. If you want to know, you can let me know. Oh, wait. Oh, good. Guess what? Oh, look at that. Somebody heard me. Somebody heard the news there. I see. O2RR says, I watched all of the Not For Sale movie. And we are going to get to you flying blind in just a moment after I talk about what we do in that case. Okay. Captain Fandom Nerd is here. Captain Phantom Nerd. Go and Shogi, I saw you pop in. Where did go? There he is. Go and Shogi says, good afternoon. He's here. And Wolfo McGruffle and or if you're Bob Iger, allegedly. But whoever that was, tell me about that accident if that's the one you're talking about with the slingshot thing. That was a healthy 21-year-old. I remember my 21st. I'm just looking at the 21st birthday comments. Very, very cool. Hey, so as you know, we have a goal today. It's $5 chats and up. That's the goal. If we get it, you guys can ask me anything you want about my time in Branson, Missouri. What I did there, what shows I did, what work I did, anything you want to ask about my time with the Osmonds. I'm open to any questions about my time in Branson, Missouri, on my life there, what I did there, and all that kind of stuff. It could get interesting if we go to Las Vegas at another Q&A time. Anyhow, but we love to celebrate you. So anytime there is super chat, super thanks. Oh, I should say this first before I get to any of that. My gosh, just for being here, I want to thank you guys because, as you know, I love you. I love the audience interaction. The reason I do a live show like this, and I started doing this because I was doing the park streams, and it's really, really hard to focus on chat in the parks. It's much easier on a stream like this. So I love doing the shows like this because I get to focus on you. You're part of the show, and I'm so grateful for you being here. You're the apple in my eye, the cream in my coffee. You are the energon that gets this guy to transform and roll out to be here with you.
A toast, Autobots. Boy, these are good. I needed to refuel. Energy! This stuff's the greatest!
Yeah. So yeah, the slingshot thing. So that's the one I was talking about. Yeah, I think the people were probably okay, because they were still harnessed in, but they probably got knocked around in ways that they're not supposed to. I don't know where that was. I don't think it was one of the ones here in Florida. Interestingly enough, my Skyscreamer ride that I did the commercial for, it's so weird. It was in Las Vegas, and the actual ride was moved here to Florida. It's weird for me. I can't. It's very surreal, but I go by it. It's on International Drive, out by Universal. It's so weird. I keep meaning to go there and tell them that I was the guy from the commercial. I'm going to do that one of these days. I promise. Anyhow, thank you guys for being here. Like I was saying, audience interaction. I love that. I love that from you. One of the things that we do, just for you, if you're new and you don't know, by the way, please do hit that like button. If you're watching this on the replay, comment below, Replay Gang, or comment on any of the stories that we do. We love to celebrate you, celebrate with you. If there's anything from you, if there's any gifties like gifted memberships, or somebody becomes a member of the channel, somebody drops gifted memberships, or has a member milestone chat, or any super chat, super things, super stickers, PayPal, buy me a coffee from the pin comment up below, or up above, down below, wherever it is now. Or somebody buys something from the Spread Shop. Which we also have a Spread Shop, and I might get to that in a little bit and show you what's available there. Any of that kind of support, we love to celebrate. We celebrate with you, and what I mean by that is if you're a member of the channel, you have access to custom emojis. You want to put those custom emojis down in the chat when we celebrate, whenever we celebrate. If you're not a member of the channel, celebrate with us. Fireworks. We have, heart emojis, fun emojis, any kind of fun emojis you want to put down in the chat. We're going to practice together right now. What does the celebration look like? It's going to look something like this. Get ready with your emojis. Throw them in the chat. Here we go. I'm celebrating you. Thank you for being here. There you go. Seabrew did it. Seabrew did it for us. He became a member at the Friendship Boat level. Thanks for becoming a brand new member. But we also have our good friend Flying Blind on a rocket cycle. Good day, all. Flying Blind, I hope you're here, and I hope you like us in the way that we said thanks to you, because this one took me a long time. Flying Blind on a rocket cycle. Here is your clip.
Ignite the friction, let the engine sing. No flight plans attached to the silver wing. Blur in the skyline, chasing the heat. The ground is a memory beneath the street. Gravity is just a hurdle for the cycle. He got the cosmic fire deep inside. He's out there flying blind on a rocket cycle. No map in the dark, he's the final recital. He's out there flying blind on a rocket cycle, breaking the sound like a soul in revival. He's our hero, he's our hero.
I'm seeing a lot of the chats, and they're not coming through to where I could put them on the screen. So what'd you think, Flying Blind? You like it? Did you like your clip? Well, you got one now, and you are our hero, Flying Blind on a rocket cycle. Thank you so much, and thank you, Seabrew, for becoming a member, and thank you, everybody that's in the chat. Thank you, Go and Shogi, for help. Widow and dreaming of my clip one day, but then again, it might be dark. I will make it. I will make it so that it is not Dark Widow Anaheim. We will. If I don't know what to do, I will literally. O2RR knows this because I reached out to O2RR, asked them what to do, and that's how it does. But for 10 coming in, flying blind on a rocket cycle, says he loves it. Well, guess what? For 10, you get it again.
Ignite the friction, let the engine sing. No flight plans attached to the silver wing. Blur in the skyline, chasing the heat. The ground is a memory beneath the street. Gravity is just a hurdle for the cycle. He got the cosmic fire deep inside. He's out there flying blind on a rocket cycle. No map in the dark, he's the final recital. He's out there flying blind on a rocket cycle, breaking the sound like a soul in revival. He's our hero, he's our hero.
So that one took me forever because, of course, I'm using AI to create some of these clips, and every time I said keep your character the same, it kept changing you, and some of the ways there's a lot that you don't see that I had to get rid of because it didn't look anything like the first character that it created. It's funny, but yeah. Good times there. Good times. Speaking of good times, we are going to get to the stories. For the record, just so you know, I am by myself today. Let's see. We've got to, you know what? I'm going to do this real quick. Take care of some housekeeping, if you will. I don't call it housekeeping. There is a sale going on my spread shop right now that I want to let you guys know about. In order to do that, I have to share my screen. So we're going to do that, and we will put that up on the we'll add it to the stage. There you go. Welcome to Follow the Bradley's Fun. Now, I think Go and Shogi has the link for the spread shop. Never alone. No, not with all that facial recognition that we talked about on that workplace. Can't be alone at all. Anyway, there is a sale going on in the spread shop. If you go over there, and if you're, yeah, there it is. Go and Shogi's got it. There's the link. It's in the chat. It's 20% off right now. So yes, if we go to shop now, basically all you have to do is hit the redeem button up there. If this first one pertains to exactly the story that we talked about on That Park Place today, which is a shirt. You probably can't see it. Let me blow up the design. Funny thing is, this says it's the kids' premium t-shirt, but let me blow up the design just so you can see exactly what it says in the design. This is like a tombstone, like the funny tombstone that you see in front of the haunted mansion. And it reads, "Here lies the ashes of Reed E. Creek. With foot stuck in mouth, their outlook turned bleak." Yeah, so yes, indeed. You are not wrong. Disney stepping on rakes. Yeah, it is kind of creepy, but it's just really funny. It's hilarious. You can get it in different colors. Of course, you can change the t-shirt to a red t-shirt, and there you go. That's what that looks like. And of course, then that is the logo that just goes to the channel. So there you go. Going back to all products, what else do we have? We have our Follow the Bradley's Fun mug. We've also got, I think, mugs of the dish. So let's see. We've got all the Follow the Bradley's Fun design stuff on there. I just haven't gotten around to taking out the baby stuff that I put the design on. But yeah, you've also got the dish. So if you want to share that out with people, there it is. Follow the Bradley's Fun, the dish. And I need to come up. I've got some new designs in the works, and I don't know. Of course, there's the Make Disney Walt again. You guys see, where's my hat? That's around here somewhere. There it is. Oh, Make Disney Walt again. There's the hat. I know what that looks like. Sometimes I'll wear it. Everything's 20% off right now, so that hat's basically about $15-16 instead. So there you go. And there's the link. And if you happen to get anything during the show, you make an order during the show, let me know and I will celebrate you. James Allday. Yep, sounds like the Walt Disney Company today. Absolutely. Yep, you definitely could do that. I feel like with the facial masks, though, the small ones that just cover the bottom of your face, facial recognition still picks you up. Anyhow, well, you know what we are here to talk about? It's Monday. And one of the things that we, of course, talk about on Monday, we talk about the numbers. Let's get them on the screen. Box office numbers out of the numbers. It was Michael Jackson dominating the story. Yes, indeed. Michael, $97 million domestic gross over the weekend. Oh my goodness. And the numbers has this story. Weekend projections, Michael dances to Thriller, $97 million opening. Have you guys seen it? Let me know in the chat. I have not had a chance to get over and see it yet. Honestly, I wasn't even that interested in seeing this. Not because I'm not a Michael Jackson fan. I am a Michael Jackson fan. It's just that I've seen so many biopics, and I don't know. I'm hearing such good things about this one. Now my wife wants to see it, so I think it's going to happen. I think we're going to go see it this week. Michael is riding a huge wave of fan enthusiasm to a $97 million opening weekend, according to Lionsgate's Sunday morning projection. Among other records, it will have the best opening weekend of all time for a biopic or a biopic. Is it biopic? Biopic? I don't know. And the biggest opening of 2026 for an original film, a record it is likely to keep, with an additional $120.4 million from international markets handled by Universal. It will have approximately $217.4 million worldwide by the end of the day here on Sunday. Here are the official studio projections for the weekend. Wow. This is crazy. I guess Michael Jackson, obviously huge singer, huge cultural deal. But yeah, look at $217 million internationally, and man, that's a crazy number for a biopic. 3,955 theaters. And it kicked Mario Galaxy to the curb. However, Mario Galaxy is still riding high. Don't get me wrong. We did projections last week when we thought Super Mario Galaxy movie would hit 1 billion worldwide, and it is really getting close. It's already $831 million after I think this was the 4th weekend in release. Now, it might crawl to 1 billion. I really thought it would be 1 billion by now, but it's a kids movie, and you got to take that into consideration. I still think that this will crawl up to 1 billion in the next, maybe not by next weekend, but I think given 2 more weekends and this crosses the $1 billion mark, which I believe if it does so, I think it will be the first $1 billion movie of the year. We're getting into May. So if this does end up being the first $1 billion movie of the year, if it crosses into that realm, $1 billion, and it takes all the way till May to get there, no matter how hot the box office is right now with specifically these three. Let's go to the full chart, by the way, and check out the full chart. You got Michael, Super Mario Galaxy, Project Hail Mary still riding high with only a 36% drop from last weekend. Even with those three doing really well right now, it's still a super down year at the box office overall. Look at the other movies. 59% drop for the really awful Lee Cronin's Mummy movie, which I have no desire to see whatsoever. The drama, 46% drop for Zendaya. Hoppers. What is Hoppers doing now? Hoppers is the only thing out there in the box office competing for the kids audience and still only has 370 million worldwide. I'm sorry, that's officially a flop. It ain't gonna get more than that. Sorry, Disney. Sorry, Pixar, but that's officially a flop no matter how you roll the dice or try to spin it. And then you have just a bunch of others that, Yumi and Tuscany, I've heard of it. I just don't think it's going to do anything. Yumi and Tuscany is like that thing that maybe you click on 10 years from now on the weekend when you don't have anything else to watch on television. Other than that, boy, I don't know what was Fight Club re-released. Scream 7. Just not a lot of good things over at the box office right now. The camera froze. That happens all the time. That is not a surprise. Looks like I'm not frozen at this very moment. But yeah, the camera freezing is a regular because I need to update my computer. But let's check out some of your comments because you are my co-host today. Let me see. James all day says, Shaboom! Luful McGruffle, who are some of my favorite athletes? Wow, that's a tough one. Boy, that's a tough one. That one I'm not so sure about. So I don't understand why Michael is getting the Mario treatment. Are you talking about with the box office, the high level of box office, or what treatment are you talking about, Dan? Let me know in the comments in the chat. Anybody who saw Michael was Eddie. Oh, okay. This is a good chat. James all day says, anybody who saw Michael, was Eddie Van Halen in the movie? In other words, was the character of Eddie Van Halen, in other words, did they show Beat It? Did they show any of that being recorded? Because I think, didn't Eddie Van Halen lay down their guitar track for that? Yes, Tom Connors. Look, everybody, Jay from like Drunk 3PO says, go out and see this right away. There are a lot of people who, did that just freeze while I was holding my nose? I'm going to do it again. It froze while I was holding my nose. I saw that. On my little monitor there. John is in the house. John Koronsky, 4906. Hello. Hope you are well as well. And Hoppers is floptastic. I'm sure that's what that comment was about, was Hoppers. It is, yes, the Mario treatment. I would imagine this will do better than Bohemian Rhapsody. And, it's funny. I'm pretty sure that one of the earliest videos on my channel is my wife and I having gone to see Bohemian Rhapsody. We actually did a review on the channel when this channel was, when I wasn't really doing it, I was doing it for fun back in like 2018, I think. But I do think that there is an early video on the channel of my wife and I coming out of Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm sure this is going to, I think this is probably going to be it's probably going to end up breaking the record for the best, at the box office, at least the best biopic ever. But what I'm finding interesting about it is its reception from critics. So let's go over to RottenTomatoes.com because it's very, very interesting to see what the critics are saying and talking about this movie on RottenTomatoes.com. So you bring that up, and we got a whole different story here. My favorite Michael Jackson album, probably Thriller, although I think I have all of them on CD from back in the day. I have Thriller on 12-inch, and I have a lot of the Jackson 5. I actually have several Jackson 5 on 12-inch. So here's the interesting thing. Go to the Rotten Tomatoes score. Look at the difference between what the critics say and what the audience says. This is another situation of critics hating a movie that the audience loves. The description: Michael is the cinematic portrayal of the life and legacy of one of the most influential artists the world has ever known. The film tells the story of Michael Jackson's life beyond the music, tracing his journey from the discovery of his extraordinary talent as the lead of the Jackson 5 to the visionary artist whose creative ambition fueled a relentless pursuit to become the biggest entertainer in the world. Highlighting both his life offstage and some of the most iconic performances from his early solo career, the film gives audiences a front row seat to Michael Jackson as never before. This is where his story begins, and I believe this is supposed to be a two-parter. So the critic consensus, it says, while Jafar Jackson's smooth move brings the king of pop to uncanny life, the musical biopic mostly plays like a quote greatest hits album that could have benefited from including liner notes to give actual insight to the icon. But the audience, on the other hand, says, boosted by stellar performances, most notably Jafar Jackson's breakout turn, Michael tops the charts and has fans moonwalking across the globe. So it doesn't really say much about the audience, like actually what they say. It just says that the audience reception is really good, which is so weird. Yeah, so there you go. Rotten Tomatoes is rotten. They did. It's called It's called The Jacksons, The American Dream, and it's free on Tubi right now. So if you go to Tubi, you can see somewhat of a version of this, but Michael was still alive back then, so it's probably quite a bit different. So, and Bruce says, I went to dinner Sunday afternoon with a large group had just come from St. Michael, and they totally loved it. So everyone I know who has seen it has loved it. And we're going to get to a story out of thatparkplace.com. And I want to get over there and see if I can find that. I want to make sure I don't bring up the wrong thing. All right, so there is a review. I have not seen it yet. You guys know I haven't seen it yet, but I do want to bring up this review, and this will be our first story of today. Thatparkplace.com. Bookmark it if you have not done so yet. This is a review of Michael, The Truth, the Myth, and the Moonwalk. This is by Caro Brown, written on the 26th day of April. Now, again, I haven't seen it yet, but everybody I know from the That Park Place organization, Pro Geeks and Gamers, everybody I know that has seen it has loved it. And this is what Caro has to say. As I write this Michael review, I remember June 25th, 2009, with uncomfortable clarity. At the time, I was working at a bank call center, a kind of place where your day was measured in hold music, overdraft fees, and the emotional stability of strangers who absolutely believed their checking account problems were now your spiritual responsibility. I was sitting across from a coworker while we both waited on hold, trying to fix yet another account issue, when the guy next to us casually said, "Hey, Michael's in the hospital." What was remarkable is that nobody asked which Michael. Everyone knew Michael Jackson. There are some people who exist so loudly in culture that they only need one name. Michael was one of them. I remember stopping mid-conversation and just saying, "What?" right before my line picked up, and I had to snap back into professional mode, helping a woman explain why 27 overdraft attempts somehow still counted as 27 overdraft fees. Throughout the day, I kept sneaking looks at the, by the way, I have to say that is a ridiculous policy. just for the record. Overdraft fees are legal theft, but that's a whole nother conversation. Throughout the day, I kept sneaking looks at the news between approved breaks, clicking through headlines like, "I could somehow personally change the outcome, though through browser refreshes alone." Every 10-minute break turned into a frantic searching. At one point, I saw he was stabilized for the moment, and for a little while, that felt like enough. At lunch, I asked the woman next to me what she thought would happen without missing a beat. She said, "Michael ain't ever going to die." There was a kind of logic to that. Some people felt less like celebrities and more like, there was a kind of logic to that. Some people feel less like celebrities and more like weather, permanent, impossible to imagine the world without them. But when we came back from lunch and sat down at our desk, the news had changed. He was gone. The whole little cluster of us went quiet, just silence, while we kept helping people reset passwords, explain interest rates, and pretend the world hadn't shifted slightly sideways. When I got into my car that evening, the only thought I had was, well, music is really going to be lame now. Now, I have to stop this review at this moment because I think that Carol and I are probably of very different ages. And I had a whole different thought process when that happened. So I'm just going to let you know and be completely transparent. There was a part of me that wondered how Michael had survived as long as he did. And I'm not trying to be mean. It's just that for the last 10 to 15 years of his life, he did not look healthy. He was always far too thin. I'm sure he just never, maybe he didn't pay attention to eating. I don't know. But for a man who expended the amount of energy that he expended on stage, he never looked healthy to me. And I love Michael Jackson's talent and music and all that stuff. When I was a little kid, they used to call me Little Michael Jackson because I'd dance around the neighborhood like him. And I could impersonate him really, really well at a particular time in my life, a long time ago, but I could do it. But at this point in time, in 2009, it was almost more of a surprise that Michael survived as long as he did, to me personally, just because he just never looked that well for the last 10 years of his life. From cultural icon to movie subject. Fast forward years later, and I'm walking into the theater to see the Super Mario Galaxy movie. When I spot the poster from Michael, I grabbed my husband's sleeve. I want to see that. He looked at me with one raised eyebrow. Seriously? My answer was immediate. I'm a Michael kid. Of course I want to see it. I grew up with Michael Jackson. His music is stitched into the background of my life so thoroughly that I'm pretty sure some of it has fused directly into my DNA. When my family didn't know what to get me as a gift, the latest Michael Jackson single, CD, whatever was always a winner. He is one of the very few artists where I may not know every detail of the man, but if you play one of his songs, I will absolutely start singing along loudly, confidently, and almost always off key. Beat It, Remember the Time, Black or White, Smooth Criminal, The Blood on the dance floor are so embedded in my life that hearing the opening notes feels less like listening to music and more like unlocking old memories I forgot I had. That was the power and influence he has when I was alive. Could a movie capture this? This movie just gets it. I walked into that theater with a critical eye for two reasons: the memory of Michael Jackson and the responsibility of writing about the film honestly. Watching a movie about someone whose music shaped so much of your life is strange because while he was technically a stranger, he never felt like one. His songs were there during birthdays, family cookouts, awkward school dances, and late night cleaning sessions when life needed a soundtrack. I know my bias, but if people just trust me to review something like Michael, then I owe them honesty, not just nostalgia. So that creates a different kind of expectation. But man, let me tell you, the opening of this movie hit me right in the nostalgia. That opening music got me immediately and within the first few minutes, I was a teenager again, singing under my breath and remembering exactly why Michael Jackson music became a part of the wallpaper of so many people's lives. It was the right way to start the film because it built hype instead of asking for patience. Whoever it was that knew to do this, you have my respect. This film understands one very important thing. Before Michael Jackson was controversy, he was magic. So I'm going to kind of leave this there. Go to that Park Place, read the rest of the review for yourself. I'm going to leave it on that because I have a perspective here that I want to share. I mentioned really quickly in passing, and I'm looking at your questions, Wooful, and I'm thinking, your questions are giving me an idea for what to do for super chat goals in the future. So I'm gonna hold back the answers for now and think, you know what? I think I want to make those super chat goals because that's good Q&A stuff. But I do have some. I do have answers. Yeah, exactly. Michael appeared eternally young, stress-free, and in great health to me. The reality was different. See, I followed him pretty closely in those last years, and he was about to start a new tour right before, when he passed, and he was not looking good at all. I was watching him really, really close, Bruce. I was a big Michael Jackson fan, like huge Michael Jackson fan. Let me see if I can do something. Give me a second. You guys want to super chat during this time? You're more than welcome to, but I'm going to play the big celebration for you and see if that gives me enough time to go grab something. And it's about 1 minute and 43 seconds. Celebrate along. I won't be able to highlight the chat when I'm doing it because I'm going to go grab something. I'll be right back.
Too much? Too much? It's perfect! Wahoo!
Give me a break. I couldn't be more excited.
It's making me mental. But if they say yes, you can be on the show. I think I would go so crazy.
All right, guys, I'm coming. I promise. All right, so can't see a thing right now. Thank you for indulging me. No, I did not. I didn't make it because my 12-inch collection was stacked under a bunch of games that I didn't know was stacked under. I'm going to show you. I'm going to prove to you. I'm going to prove to you that I'm a Michael Jackson fan. This is not my Michael Jackson CD collection, which if I went to get that would be a whole nother story. I'm going to show you something completely different. Are you guys ready to see how much of a Michael Jackson fan I was back in the day? The Wiz. That's Michael right there. Scarecrow. Not kidding. Okay. These are all real. Jackson 5 anthology. Yes. The vinyl is still here. And they are all in pretty decent condition. The vinyls are in really good condition. The covers are not necessarily in as good of condition, but look at this one. This one actually still has the plastic shrink wrap on it. Where's the album? Oh, yep, the album's still in here. Album's here. Jackson 5, Moving Violation. The Jacksons live. Jackson 5, Dancing Machine. Best of Michael Jackson back in the day. You want to see what's on this? Side 1. Got to be there. Got to be there. Ben, of course. Ben, the two of us need look no more. We both found what we were looking for. Okay, that's enough of that. With the Child's Heart, Happy, the theme from love theme from Lady Sings Blues. One Day in Your Life, I Want to Be Where You Are. Rockin' Robin. Oh my gosh, you rock city treat out all day long. Let's see, we're almost there. Morning Glow, Music and Me. This was the Osmonds in there too somehow. No, but there's the Osmonds album. I think I have signatures on here somewhere. Oh yeah, there it is. Ron wasn't born with Ron wasn't born when this was made. And is that Alan or Jay? I think that might be Alan because he signed over where Alan is. Anyway, yep, got that one. And yeah, so this is my Jacksons and Michael's younger release. I also have on CD. I have all the newer ones, Thriller and all that. But I just wanted to show you for real that I'm literally a Jackson fan. Yeah. The 25th, the Motown 25th anniversary special came out. If you guys remember, I don't know how many people are old enough to remember that. Widow Anaheim says, please no singing. Yeah, I know. Woo! Hey, you don't want that singing. Not gonna lie, Captain EO, Star Wars, my favorite childhood memory at Disney. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten to see Captain EO because they brought it back. Very, very cool. Saw the Jacksons at Dodger Stadium, 1984. I saw Michael in It was either 87 or 88, more likely 88. I was 16 years old when it happened. Sean says, trying to bring it up. It's not letting me scroll here. Everything just disappeared on me. Do you have History Part 1 with the anti-Semitic lyrics that don't really care about us? I don't know. I might. Michael Jackson History Part 1. I have to look at my CD collection. Yeah. The Victory Tour. So my point is, yes, the Motown 25th. Okay, I think that's what you're talking about. The Motown 25th. That was the Michael Jackson performance that blew everybody out of the water. Billie Jean starts with the hat on, does the moonwalk. Everybody goes crazy. I will tell you that if the internet and cell phones had been around when I was a kid in 6th grade, because I was in 6th grade when that came out, I would have become an internet sensation and a viral video, because I, as a white kid, a 12-year-old white kid, completely impersonated Michael Jackson and the Billie Jean Motown 25th performance. I'm going to brag on myself a little bit. As a 12-year-old, I couldn't do it now, but I could do it then. I look like little Michael Jackson. Like I did the whole Billie Jean Motown 25th routine for a talent show at my elementary school. And because at that time, 6th grade was still elementary. And if the internet and TikTok and all that stuff had been around back then, I am sure that somebody would have put it on their camera and shown it out on TikTok. And I'm 100% sure I would have become a viral sensation. Because back then I could do a lot of things that I can't do now when it comes to physical movement and stuff. So, yeah. So, man, wild stuff. So that's what the review had today. That's cultural appropriation. I would not have cared, because you know what? Nobody cared back then. Nobody saw color back then. When I was growing up, black, white, red, brown did not matter. I know that the big R word was talked about in the 70s, but by the 80s, nobody cared. The Cosby Show was like the number one thing on television. The shows that I grew up with, Good Times, The Jeffersons, Different Strokes. Nobody cared. Oh God. Okay, Sean. That's funny. But indeed, Michael Jackson was a cultural phenomenon. So it's not surprising. There is a so Marvin wrote a story. This is also part of the whole Jackson thing. Michael's box office explosion shocks Hollywood. His biopic moonwalks towards a $200 million opening. It's I think well over that as far as the global is concerned. Michael is seeing explosive box office opening in that Hollywood's gatekeepers were not expecting after and this by our good friend Marvin Montanaro out of That Park Place, after a swell of mixed to negative critic reactions. Lionsgate, I'd say mostly negative. Michael has surged to a full-blown blockbuster territory, with opening weekend projection now landing between $95 and $100 million, over $200 million globally. We know it kicked that to the curb with what, 270, I think is what it was. No, 217.5 million global opening. Huge. Raises a familiar question. Who understands the audience anymore? This is the part that I wanted to get to. The massive opening that keeps climbing heading into release. Expectations for Michael were already solid, with projections hovering around $65 to $70 million. Respectable for a music biopic, but nothing historic. Then something changed. Early previews came in stronger than expected. Friday alone delivered 38.5 million. Weekend projections kept climbing. Yeah, that's 65 went to 90 plus $million. The film is on pace to become one of the biggest music biopic openings ever. I think it's like the biggest, right? Lionsgate's largest debut in years, a rare non-franchise breakout hit in 2026. It's going to be huge. Michael, have you seen it? I don't know. I was busy dodging bullets, but maybe you've seen it, and it's huge. Actually, I'm pretty sure Trump and Michael were pretty good friends back in the day. Audiences show up and they love it, while critics hovered around a lukewarm 40%. Audience response was thunderous 96%. So I think it's higher than that on Rotten Tomatoes now, right? Most excellent rating on Criticlist, 87%. High recommendation rates coming in from moviegoers. Michael joins the growing list of films where audience demand overrides critical consensus entirely, making one wondering what, if any, sway access media critics still have over audience spending decisions. I'll be honest with you. I think the problem is we've just been lied to so many times that it's so hard to trust critics when it comes to the box office. The fact of the matter is, I think we all have gotten to the point now where we know that critics, some movies, they're paid off to talk about how good they are. And if they're not paid off, maybe they just don't care. Maybe they just don't want to be honest. When it comes to the Rotten Tomato scores, I just don't find critics to be honest. Oh, My Beautiful Wife is there. This is a good question. Why didn't you get the later albums on vinyl and only CDs? Because once things had switched over to CD, the timing of the late 80s and 90s, it was just way more cool to get CDs. And then I don't have access to a record player now at all. So that's why. That is why. Everybody say hi to my beautiful wife, Virginia. Everybody say hi to Virginia. She's in the house. Mrs. Ron, hi. Hi, Sean. But yeah, and I know she really, really wants to go see this movie, so we'll probably go see it soon. I don't have any other stories for today specifically, but I do want to say thank you so much to Sebrew for becoming a new member, for flying blind on a rocket cycle, not just for the $2 super chat, power to the 199, but also power to the 999. And before we leave off today, I think that Flying Blind gets another shot at a very cool clip for Flying Blind on a rocket cycle. Let's celebrate him and celebrate all of you in the chat. Celebrate with us.
Ignite the friction, let the engine sing. No flight plans attached to the silver wing. Blur in the skyline, chasing the heat. The ground is a memory beneath the street. Gravity is just a hurdle for the cycle. He got the cosmic fire deep inside. He's out there flying blind on a rocket cycle. No map in the dark, he's the final recital. He's out there flying blind on a rocket cycle, breaking the sound like a soul in revival. He's our hero, he's our hero.
That seems unsafe. That's funny. You know, some of those clips are real. The hover cycle, I sped them up, but that's a real thing out there. So very, very cool. I have a record player, but no MJ vinyl. Yeah, I haven't had a record player. Actually, I may have a record player. I think I do. Maybe I do have a record player, but I'm so scared to play my old vinyl records because I'm afraid to mess them up. But I have some pretty cool ones, pretty cool collection. Several Elvis that we went through. Anyway, thank you guys for being here today, Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle. Thank you so much. And thank you, Seabrew, for becoming a member. And thank you guys. We'll be back tomorrow at 3:05 p.m. or so after the pro show, and here at 4 o'clock on Wednesday. And there's something that I want to set up, but we might make that part of the goal tomorrow, depending on how we do things. Dark Universe final. That's cool. Very, very cool. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here today, and thank you for all the support. Go check out the new Dish Drops video that I dropped on Saturday if you haven't done so yet. We'll be dropping a lot more of those coming up. And until next time, we'll see you real soon. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Ciao.
Dishes are done, man. Cleans them down to the shot. Ah!